People will pay to watch a fire burn bright. Start with yourself first, do the work, become on purpose, on fire, and that's half the communication battle won. I'm going to leave you with one thought process, and that is that there's nothing new in the world. If you did yourself a massive favor and you studied what I truly believe is the most influential chiropractor in the history of mankind, be Mr. BJ Palmer, if you actually study his marketing methods, if you study his communication methods, one thing you know, I've just recently read a book about Mr. BJ Palmer, and within the book they talk about how he became a very skilled orator. Make sure you become a skilled orator. They also spoke about how he had a printing press. I just spoke about print being very important. Make sure you have a printing press, or make sure you have a printing avenue or arm to your marketing department. He also was only the second licensed radio station in the whole United States, second ever. Make sure that you are being heard. Today it's podcasts, etc. But should you be focusing on traditional media? Absolutely you should be focusing on traditional media. Guess what else Mr. BJ Palmer did? He did the Lyceum conferences, right? Many years ago. There are records of over 8,000 people attending those, and those were not just for chiropractors, they were for lay people too. So he communicated at a large level. But if you really study what he did, he was a genius in the way he did it. But there was deep thought into being those points I've just said. He was always omnipresent. He had brochures and books. I mean, think how many books he's got. Point 2 is have information first. Point 3, slow down the process. He wanted people to hear him on radio, see his print, see him in newspapers, way before they come to see him. Point 4 is video is no longer nice to have, it's a necessity. But in those days, they didn't have those processes, but they did have radio. So guess what he did? He made sure he was on voice. Point 5 is show up where others aren't. He just showed up everywhere. Remember, he at one point owned the world record, or the Guinness record, for the longest elephant cart-drawn carriage, and was really that he put on a big show and people were able to follow him, and he created a movement and he created something different. So he was a genius with what he did. And lastly, he was always multimedia. So you don't really have to look too far from those around us or our forefathers, because we get to stand on the shoulders of giants. So I hope this was helpful today, and I want you to understand that if I go back to the very beginning of my presentation, is that people will pay to watch a fire burn bright. Start with yourself first, do the work, become on purpose, on fire, and that's half the communication battle won. My name is Dr. Rieder. Please look me up online. I'm always here to help you anytime, and I hope one day I get to see you live and communicate live with you. Keep on serving big, make an impact. The planet needs you now more than it's ever needed you, and that is our responsibility to step up and communicate at a larger level. Love and appreciate you.